All right, this particular video is only meant to be about a minute or two long. If you watched the last video, if you didn't watch the last video, watch it and then come to this. My understanding, I have a little bit of a guess. I talked about identification, one, and I talked about systems, which is two. It is my belief that the identification will become dropped. What'll happen is that the identification won't be something that's public. And at the same time, the identification will be difficult to pull off. Meaning that to pull off that identification, it will be so difficult that there will be a lot less people really trying to contest or trying to be part of that identification. Number one. Sorry, that's with identification. So I think that identification will drop. Now it may drop for a little while, come to the public, drop for a little while, come to the public. That may occur, but most certainly it'll drop for at least a little while, or repeatedly, and it'll be an identification that will not be desired so much because instead of putting you a little bit ahead, even if you're like not doing well, or putting you a little bit of ahead or whatever category you're in, instead of putting you a little bit ahead, it's gonna put you way behind. And it's gonna just be too stressful and difficult to keep up with. Just like anything, they'll always make fakes, okay? You can talk about the most expensive thing in the world. Rolex, by the way, you want to talk about Rolex watches? Let's not even talk about that expensive of stuff. Nike shoes, all right? Now, something as simple as Nike shoes or a Rolex, or something like Rolex. They make fakes, man. They make fake Gucci purses. They make fake Prada clothes. You name it. Fake Versace suits and things like that, okay? Just like with anything, there's fake. So they will be producing fakes. That I believe. They will be producing fakes. But even in the fakes, it's gonna be like a certain level of fakes that can actually have that identification or pull it off. That's where I see it going. And I see it going there very soon. And then staying kind of in that cycle. And then with the systems, the way I see it is that systems, if they overload, they cannot continue to be using a certain software, for example. So I feel like with the systems, similar thing will happen with the software, where it'll go a bit higher and it'll go a bit more difficult, harder, stressful to hold on to. And it might go out of the public, come in, out of the public, come in, like same thing. All right. If you understood that, good for you. If you didn't, don't bother trying to figure it out or even asking anybody. Just take it easy.